Yeah, Baba. Yeah, Baba.
Hello, Timofemo, your time. I'm a fam. Wa tu kamba ni tete TV. Oira don Akuffo Addo ni o kwemi o find ngbeji ni tete Obobiashon aka Mr. Independent. O find ko subscribe kwemi nkpabo find. Bomode ni o subscribe. Ona be ni nchon. Agbeni we link e bomode no ja link e no ke phone ni no ke cheme ni ameba fita wo ku e ko ni e ya no ni da. Ko e jomo ko no sibo no chon. Bomode no ke wo comment section e na ke jomo chon mo wo. In can you no fe no ni ake wo je. Agbeni o find bomode like mo show ami bole ami gonte no ni ya anwen ko ona be ni nchon no ni ya anwen nye no ami nye no ami ni no kwa fe fine oni mjishi o irado ngo na wa akoba fit time ole mene jino ni wo yo iye ni bi enyo ni nka bo bawe ole ake machines ni ake fio registration can have voters register ni agbene wo keji ote ni oya fun shikiye ni ake check your ogbei ko wa bi na fi osu ake bomono o ka shi mashi jibo no dumoshi yen bono ni o la ke shi e ko me pa o 7 yen isi e ke na isi e wanyemi yo adukwe ne afita Akuffo Addo yi ni na alikibis ina ba ke na me tawo na me fe adukwe blagasa man Roberta ba ke adukwe blagasa eke machine 7 yen laje Nabi Ghana ene noko serious ni mi yuele for but noko serious wa de nche we be ne keji wo chele wo hie ni wo take am serious ni wo gbele wo ime mi ko kwena ya meka wo 6 ba chon 9 te fi o te machine se come 7 large yo nkana kan video ba chon bo ko no wo gba isani agbene nwe wo te jile bi ne no Akuffo Addo a secretary Asante bedi etu e ma letter ke parliament e ka me le na me na LGBTQ whatever be le ba no na mba fia me je no go bibio ame yue na kai she ka ma ke ameke bi la ka ba because Akuffo Addo sign because I can be a court and ye gba ke asane fe na kai no ni me yue minority no na me yue masumo ni nke video achombo agbene we as part of the issue no me president Mahama a respond to na letter ni Asante bedi etu ma ye eto ye oti region president Mahama eto ye oti region eteja menye kemene videos ni tejende ni bi kome oti kome enyo ke ten kome ni ewe nkwa fita enajie mo ne ke ha letter na ni anma ke ha parliament ko ni nkia bo so ma no na to ni president Mahama te ya oti region some of the key things na ewe promises kome ne ha me ye videos ye bi ni nke ba chon bo kono na no agbene nya wo dianshi ole tumobeni ko bo blofo ba ke biometric machines e come 7 e laje ye electoral commission ale ne chon ale biamini na kan ni bi laje ni kene no ko ete no electoral commission ewe ko no ko je minority leader ngene ne ba yue nkwe shwe Ghana bi be wole no ni ya no wole no ni ya no ni mi e ko bi mi yen susumo na I don't think ake ni ne ejegbe laje I don't think ake ne kenokwe ejegbe laje because na adukwe mensan Jane interest ile wanyemi yo na adukwe mensan interest ile ona benicho because ole eka MPPB ne eka me kan sa komeno MPPB ne wanyemi yo na adukwe eka me kan sa komeno so interest ile te fi o te machine se come 7 large yo e come pa o ni Ghana bia biometric data ye no ime echo question ni bi oje ake ime aketo na ke machine se ime aketo onu no ni onu sasane ni bi o ime aketo ena aketo na me yo access na me yo egbe ke ya eni aketo chuna akipo na kan ni bi ayamie na me yo egbe ni amenyo ameya na kan chuemi mebe ne ken ko laje ni pakoda ni wonu oyi onu ni joshishi so mi ole iye akene ken ko laje kula ike me ne me ole NDC bi asana me gba me ngbemi Sunny NDC be agba me ingbe because komo keji moko ye access to neke data Sunny mean be animo e ba nye manipulate voters registration e ba nye pledge me ye mi ni ofila go register she ko te ogbe register me because I pledge bu many menye ani amele NDC strongholds amele many your NDC strongholds with the kind information am your ni amba me pledge me from the row ni na kind me NDC strongholds am stronghold equal am your. These are critical questions. Now, with the same biometric data and the car from Shikiatan and manya me manipulate votes. Now me check my votes. Obaka ke Ghana paper ballots na use so. Can use paper ballots by register digitally. And abanya me fe no ko kululu ko na check any bi ko me. Onum so neke no ko esani wo ke sure kula ai. Neke no ko Jason e bibi okura te fi oten biometric data machine e come 7 elaje. I mean ene no ko e kodan. Ima store ye, ima ke machines na to ye. Onu no ni choshi machine se ima ke to ye. Namo your access chuna ke wo mie ki ni yo na menye yo na ken key se ko. Ka law call with a digital law ke menye your code to now I'm a bot yo na ken ni emi. And the camera ye shina na mo femu ni yami. I mean is there a login system? Ni ka mo kon yami e ba sign no ko. Allo digitally poka temie e record mo femu every minute every hour mo femu ni ya me e ba record o video e sha because any asana keto ekoni not anybody would have an access to it. If for nothing at all gonna be a biometric data yemi mo femu o details yemi ogbe bina fobo enoje o mami gbe o papa gbe. I mean this is not noko ni asani alajele na kan keke bona benicho. This is not noko na asani alajele keke na kan je kome laje je nyo she kome 7 ni min ke bwa ke mami le ne isi chairman ne chairwoman ne interest ile wanye yo na dukwe in can trust ile e ka MPP bi e kan sa akome no so ye NDC bi e sana meje gba me bo onum sisi ni efeni ne ka machines na 7 na echon efeni ne ka machines na 7 na echon na lo keba keje na kan other machines na ni oje fe afro femi na sa re-register mo femu e ko if your 10 machines 7 ye come large yo. I mean how? Ofane and what about minority leader to Dr. Akuffo Addo bi amini e kenagani me pano.
Verification devices that the Electoral Commission uses to register Ghanaians into the electoral roll and also at the same time is used to verify us before you vote.
I mean how? This is unbelievable.
So I was a bit curious about the matter, and strangely I decided not to bring it out because we are to have a meeting with the Electoral Commission. I could not attend that meeting, but obviously my deputy working with the chief whips were at the meeting. And Electoral Commission confirms that 7 of the biometric devices are missing. I urge the CID and the Ghana Police Service to immediately issue a statement giving us the details of their investigation so far. I am concerned and worried because that devices in the hands of an unknown person can compromise the future elections that Ghana will have. Who knows whether this is in the hands of a political party?
Exactly.
And who knows?
Exactly. And I can't MPPB. I am disturbed.
and it brings to bear a number of concerns: the safety and the storage of these important devices. Because if care is not taken and these devices happens to be in the hands of a wrong person, the 2024 elections.
Over the bone, Dr. Tufosi. I mean, me machine say anukwale iye yake laje. Iye yake machine say laje. Iye ake machine say come 7 laje. I mean in market to. In market to. In market to me your access to jeme. No ni cho bo no misisi. And yake amboko and yake a particular political party question any Dr. Tufosi mbie inkelekpangbe and yake a particular political party ni amena upper hand ye election say ni ba mi na me ba na egbe na me nya make manipulate role say to me ni nko bo amele ni NDC ame we bi yo jogba na me ba pledge me ko me ye role say mi onum sisi alors manya me chomo machine say no ni beni afon shikiata ni tabulate results say e ka me manipulate results say to their favor. NDC bi esa na mekenege no go show kla esa na mekenege no go show kla ni ngona ke Dr. Tufosi e che police CID ke other security forces kona me start an investigation. I mean as an comments investigation ni one na because December e baba no March egbeneta December baba no onu misisi take your 7 biometric data machines large yo e come power. I mean how how your electoral commission how no mo baje me na ebaju no mo ba isi office na ebaju no mo ba electoral commission na ebaju min ke bo akenkene deliberately moko elo na ke political party ko moko elo na ke political party ko. Because biometric data machine say ena keto je mo fe mo keke ne ba nye bote na kanchu na keto mi ona benicho je mo fe mo keke there will be a selected few na me ba have access to ena ke no koto. I mean on we kodan biometric machines na ke register me na ni ma biometric data ye no na ke few verification ka ba fon shiki elaje e come 7 how so like I said story ne esani NDC bi amengmo ekura esani amengmo ekura se na menyi ese because look these people look esha amefemo look like I'm telling you if you're a political student jibwe excuse me you will know this ke NDC bi ke 2020 ajuame lela ajuame. No two ways about that. Like I said, look, I'm a bit like a 25% threshold there. Yeah, Ashanti region. I'm a win Greater Accra. Central region in where I'm a win parliamentary. On a benicho ni na pe ake ko kwe margin ni Akuffo Addo ke ye John Mahama ye Central region ni parliamentary ele NDC bi a win ele alo awomi. Ike bono ko malakab alo awomi ona beninchon alo awomi so ke NDC bi e ka aju am 2020 am a male and I'm telling you they should not let nekeno go ba slide ka megbe ni nekeno go slide e ba gba me na because to be nke na adukwe wonyemi yo na adukwe le iye e ka MPP bi e kan sa akomeno iye take 40 machines biometric data data machines 7 large yo how I mean how afe na ju afe na meju amefe no fe na mba fe na meju to mo be ni 2020 ameju NDCB nyeti ashi nyeke sure because can you lose the elections ne Ghana be can you kenye NDCB can you lose the elections ne Ghana be can you ekenye no nyeti ashi anyways well I follow neke story any update ni mana no manole any update ni mana neke story no I'll continue to follow it manole onum shishi anyways nya watch ano what next story no about you too many kebwe what President Mahama OT region to Mobeni Ole start listening to ke last year to Boli different regions bona beninchon ni mene nyekagmene achano ye OT region bonu mishishi OT region Kenya ba aka ye formerly it was part of Volta region bona beninchon ni afe ake 16 additional regions back be about like akplo ekomeye already existing 10 regions say OT is one of the regions now Volta region born beninchon ekomeni yo OTG biakoye jasikan kajebi Krachi East Krachi West Nkwanta South Nkwanta North born beninchon neke nefe previously I'm afraid they were part of Volta region. Born majority of them were part of Volta region. I don't think so, but majority of them were part of Volta region. Ni akpame ni akefe OT region. So President Mahama ete jame born beninchon ete jame listening to efele nye kegmene ni pite no. But there are some few things komeni Germany very very important ni I think ake me anale bona beninchon neka manchame akpe miniji no ne ka ame ni bi komeni youth e komeni yo jeme miniji ame ni hweni ni ame ka hweni masumoni ma no le shole before anu ba bote no ma mi ye jeme no ngene President Mahama woloko ba jepo eje na kan wolo na no ani waka jenshi miniji wolo ni ba jepo ni President Mahama je na be Kenya ba aka ye Beni a pass LGBTQI plus law ye parliament ni nkije ba aka ye no tumo jechele mo gbenyo mami no ni video ba jepo ni Akuffo Addo yu ake shi o enu yake ake sane ete court so esumon ake e ba sign down until Supreme Court excuse me baye sane Kenya ba kai no ewo beni mini eketepo ana kan speech epo di enche no mi e wona konoko ni akelele ake sane ete court bona beninchon ana kan speech enoje chelemo dani wona ake wonyeminu Siri FM Richie the last guy asiu ne ekesane ete court agbene o Kenya ba kaye Professor Amanda Odoe wonyemiyo Amanda Odoe professor ye University of Cape Coast le benini na ejeshi 2-3 years ago ton boli ekete court omo first time epo ne asiu speaker of parliament ke no feno no le un ne gbe mi no pa le un ekete parliament ni asiu so Akuffo Addo be if yake a sign that is the bottom line bona benicho she Kenya ba kaye bi amini Ghana bi mbo ewie mu aka Akuffo Addo efe yake a sign she ebe waleni e ba ka a sign alo no ko next time me no ni Kenya ba kaye majority leader honorable Afenyo Markin what trying can video one of our videos say me ni e ba ka dabi bi le podi enche agbeko na ye parliament no e ashako Akuffo Addo hiepo ni e ba ka e ba sign alo e sign she yes a vote money a pass bill she bill denche the body of the text there denche bakoda ni ball meni me twoni ye parliament bakoda na ba put let down amendments ni me fake ni bi bakoda ni akaba womi no wakaji afefe atan dan aba femini aba present kaya ha Akuffo Addo bona benincho so all this while me inu kodokodo me feel like o baby ane na ke legislative process ni Afenyo Markin we lele ayano ni achu eni olo no ewoni wonu kodokodo shi mele lebi ne wa ateshi no secretary to the president Nana Asante Bedi etuo egma letter ke aha parliament ake amebe egbeni ameke bill po baba eba ha Akuffo Addo because ba amenu ake alo ameli ake Akuffo Addo ewe ye akeshi ake mla assume la ye court ni until ni Supreme Court ba rule ye no sign ni attorney general le ni ji Godfrey Dame le advice le Akuffo Addo ake ka sign mla until touch all the time Supreme Court ba rule no because le Godfrey Dame le nche le efita meni me na asiu bona benincho asiu like a parliament efita fe ke Akuffo Addo am eten fe you understand what I'm saying right so Nana Asante Bedi eto egma letter ke parliament ni ole look LGBTI be a bill and pass here Ghana. What discuss so Jeno about you, but is it right? Ake president ebanyeni echon legislature no na mefi bona benicho more so ni jail pone yue poshi a secretary lebi man pane egma letter can ha parliament ake amekenoko akaba Flagstaff house po ni amekabaha president ake sign. Now mind you, these are 3 equal branches of government. What 3 equal branches of government moko da afa moko mo femo ye role na play mo ko echon mo ko no na efi constitution e define mo femo role equally. President ebe wale ye parliament no bona benicho so enye direct parliament no ni amefe ke no ni sa na amefio ebe control on ame process ka ame procedures bona benicho parliament lenche governor parliament lenche yemla ni a guide you ame bona benicho so president kokura be wale over any legislature in the entire world unless it's a banana republic. You understand what I'm saying? Unless Manconi president Anitano is an autocrat. But in any democratic country, Benicho, the executive has no power over the legislature or the judiciary. There are 3 equal branches of government. Benicho, ni amefio, none amesumo, based on the tenets of the constitution. None constitution ha me wale na amefie, no juno na amefio. So Akuffo Addo be e wale. Like I said, regardless of what you feel about law ni apase anti-gay bill na apase, we are dealing with the constitution here. Benicho, Akuffo Addo be wale ne le ba chon parliament, no na sana amefie, no ne sa na amefio. Now, kaya ameke law ba ameke mla ba hale ni esanye parliament cho ame standing orders ne cho ame no na amefe constitution wo ye ne cho parliament no na sana amefe keji president age mla ya me e desk no ne esanye bona benicho so Akuffo Addo le problem ko be kula esa na complain no asana efeji ka age mla ba na esumo na esanye e ga san and koni constitution chon ke president ko sign him la afe abafe ke court akeleba ya na aba compel le keji aba kola ke veto ni house e ba anye na veto proof majority na override the veto they will do it bona benincho but e be right ona ofane inke letter en me screen no anima kaneni okwe a transmission of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024. It has come to the attention of the office that while the president and other senior officials of the presidency were at Peduasi for a cabinet retreat on Thursday, 14th March 2024, you are tempted to submit the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024, the bill, to Jubilee House for the president to signify his assent or otherwise to the bill. This office is aware of 2 pending applications for an order of interlocutory injunction, both filed on 7th March 2024 in the Supreme Court in Dr. Amanda Odoi versus the Speaker of Parliament and the Attorney General, J1 13/2023, and Richard Sky versus the Parliament of Ghana and the Attorney General, J1 9/2024, respectively, to restrain you and Parliament from transmitting the bill to the President and also to restrain the President from signing his assent to the bill, pending the final determination of this matter. The Attorney General has, by letter dated 18th March 2024, informed the President that he has been duly served with both applications and has advised the President not to take any step in relation to the bill until the matters raised by the suits are determined by the Supreme Court. Excuse me. It is the understanding of the office that both applications have also been duly served in Parliament. Therefore, it will be improper for you to transmit the bill to the President and equally improper for this office to receive the bill until the Supreme Court determines the matters raised in the suits. Indeed, it is settled law that during the pendency of an interlocutory injunction application, the status quo ante ought to be preserved, and no action should be taken that will result in prejudicing the injunctive relief sought and undermining the authority of the court. In the circumstances, you are kindly requested to cease and desist from transmitting the bill to the president until the matters before the Supreme Court are resolved. Signed, Nana Bedioto Asante, Secretary to the President. Nicole Bana, aka the clerk to Parliament. Mr. Sareke O Ntia, ACC Vice President, Chief of Staff, Attorney General, Majority Leader. Bona Benicho. So there you have it. Energy letter ni wateshia Egma. Akashi Biamini there was a retreat the Pedrasi Lodge amena amenu yake clerk of parliament there try yake about transmit bill like Flagstaff house ni president assign she to mobeni in chonke in weke chonye Akuffo Addo chono kwake no attorney general advice le due yake asservile no ni asservile ebe until Supreme Court about determine cases ni a file against the bill amebe na but the thing is, look, once again, there is nothing in the constitution. The secretary to the president, about direct parliament as to whether I make a bill there is nothing in the standing orders. Parliament, ni parliament you saw ni chono kwake they should take orders from the secretary to the president. No go club le president dienche umpo dienche ebe enye chon parliament no na sana mefi. Bona Benicho, and you chon parliament, noni asana mefe. Oh, no, so Femina back Asante Bediatu, a maneke letter. Oh, no, like I said, there are separation of powers. Executive amenyame, legislature amenyame. The presidency has no right now about legislature biamine sana make a bill abani president assign allow biamine sana make a bar. Bona Benicho. Now whether parliament ba take into consideration ake afile suit ko ye court nuela me pa me sandini. She mokonye compel amake because afile suit ko ye court asani afemini sani by force ame medan. You understand what I'm saying? No, I'm going to benin President Mahama, ye oti region, it be blast Akuffo Addo over an hour bullet.
Ape, Osofo Kasa Oka LGBTQ asem nia oba etimi wari oba bema timi wari bema. Ye na ye nim se ya mamre enya dia ya mamre ejitum. Esum bia ewo Ghana hebia enjintum. Christo sum engine to Islam engine to Abosom Fompo engine to Inti Eadia Eyechiwade Emma Yankrofo Parliament na saying Oma Yakrata Omo Ye Huejuma Omo de call president or no sign. Na president akase on sign if you say obi de asemno akọ court anti ono obetwen etie near court beka answer. And so I no pay me sorry me who let her be a free president, secretary for Eco Parliament. A man warning says Sakrata no more farm ma president office umpo. Na obi obey lawyer obi oye lawyer be abekacho say president secretary ain't need to me say
ebe wale kula ne ba chon parliament no na mefe ebe wale kula
parliament constitution and Ashem Rama almost say, Omuye, sir, a new year, Omofanco president. And you can say, Ma Onyene Juma say, on farm realm. Wait to me, I can say, Obi say, my president and sign it. Intimate train 8 years Supreme Court. But don't mean troll letter and my clerk say, more farm and my president as Jubilee House. And here, no. Now she send ya troll letter no poa. Enye bu a troll letter no BBB to say o to me be in parliament. Na sa nyo mano say emma amambo no enkoye. Enti yedim say ye NDC there ye dimra so na ebehwe senya enyoma.
Right. So if any President Mahama to Right, so Akuffo Addo ebe wale kokla na ba chon parliament no na sana me fe ke no ne sa na me fi o yi. Ke parliament ke bi le hale ni sign parliament the number of days. Bona beninchon ni ke ameme na Akuffo Addo sign ko e. Am standing order say me e ye no na chon ame no na sana me fe. Bona beninchon court constitution ye mi hu e chombo no ni ke parliament pass bill na ka president sumo na sign yo no ni asana fe afterwards. Bona beninchon, but there is nothing in the constitution allow standing orders and the governor of parliament ne ko ake Akuffo Addo ye wale ne ba aka because mokoye assume based on this ye ne kem la na ewo ne kaka bahami because kan ye ke ba insan I mean dabi ebe na kan ye wale bona benicho ebe na kan ye wale kula ofane nya wakwa honorable Aruna Idrisu bia mi ne gbla amemla mi beni no ni constitution ke ye ne kesane ne efe ofane awakwele.
Says the Attorney General have informed their office 18 March 2024 that the President has been duly served with both applications and had advised the President not to take any step in relation to the bill. It is not for the Attorney General to advise the President not to take the bill.
That is the law.
Is what the President should do. Assent to it or refer it back to Parliament with an explanation or to the Council of State. It didn't say he should refer it to the Attorney General. Yes, Article 88 gives him a mandate. The Constitution is very clear. So what we want to do, and it's part of the matters outreach before Parliament, we must now know when the Parliament meets the President, and we will count 7 days. If 7 days have lapsed and he has not attended and he has not written back to Parliament, not to the Council of State, we hold the President responsible for a constitutional breach. And he should know the legal, lawful, constitutional consequences of his action. So this is why we call to address you that it's a matter of grave constitutional threat to our democracy and to the proper and effective functioning of the constitutional structures created by the framers of the 1993 Constitution, which envisioned separation of powers, not the predominance of any organ over the other. Not the predominance of Nana Akuffo Addo over every other organ of state. He is wrong in law, he is wrong constitutionally.
Right, so if I be one way, ona benincho, so no kokla Akuffo Addo be wale kokla as to noni parliament ba fake noni esa ni parliament fio. Bona benincho, no kokla be ni le e ba anye fe. No ni chonji. No kokla be ne ba anye fe. No go be bona benincho. So like I said, wabakwe noni ba ya no ye enemy. So like I said, back to the Tony President Mahama okwe video ni trouble earlier na ewe against noni Akuffo Addo letter ni Akuffo Addo secretary ngwangmene oti region Germany oji eni efemini ewe ni nke chombo. Like I told you earlier, ni bi kome ye ni ewe ni minsumoni nke chombo ne ke mancheme tashi their promises kome ni make a harm. Bona benincho. The first of which is that I'm a term me I'm about face wakashi 6 newly created regions I'm a banner I'm a universities. Bona benincho. Like I said, every single public university called genuinely many Nkrumah Mamoye New York Ghana. Bona every single public university in New York Ghana called genuinely many Nkrumah Mamoye me fa NDC bi amame mai PNDC ga NDC mene me nke ka me ba me mama no ko yi ame mama no ko ka me ba na me ba wo ogbe ka me ba na me ba wo ogbe ka amani atana me ba ka me ba me chake egbe ame mama no ko bona benincho. So President Mahama a promise amake OTBA because newly created region G ame bona benincho e ba face wake in next 4 years me e ba ma ame dienche ame university e ha me bona benincho. And I think that is a very, very good thing. Read every single region one need P universities P bona benincho. Our universities are super crowded. They are super crowded. born a Benicho. So that is a very, very good thing. Other ones need Bename Batano, Nomia Universities, Beja Volta region, Nomia University, Beja, I'm a Meko, Eastern region, I'm a Meko, born a Benicho. So a promise I make Keji, I'm a Batano this time around there, OTB, I'm just like the rest of the other 6 other regions, ni are created in addition to 10, maybe and 116 regions, I'm by face I can regions, I'm a fan, I'm a banner, I'm a university, and I think that is a very, very good thing. Ofana our kwenu.
I say Muhia University ewo ha na NDC policy okay a free Professor Mills abreso na region ewo ho no na do na regions ni bi any university and the Professor Mills ka say regions any university ni na you be see university for ho and Panso Volta region na university ni ho NEC University of Health and Allied Sciences. Oko Bronga Hafwa na University Niho. NEC University of Energy and Natural Resources. Oko Eastern Regional na University Niho. NEC Eastern University ewo so manya. Enti o share 2020 manifesto na ewomu se regions fofora echese yate omo a afi omu ni university wo ho bia Yebesi University was our regions no more. Na Sanyame Adom na University neba. We should just ha. Now we should send a high city. Except for us university.
So TB
Tuabano na eyadia enyuma nyina ebetimi akoyi sanse NDC amanyokro no ba wo mo ebehwe ama enyuma afa ne ntoma pa efrade agye aguo nyina ebesan so agina ne nanso bi
ye nyina ye hye ye sapo mu nsuo ebi se e wo se ye tra 7 December ansana enyuma nyina yakan etimi abe kan yansan enti obia enhwehwe ne voters card ento ho na momfansie ye na emabuna mwedi 18 atra afi me bosomi mu ombetro din registration exercise enti wa unya ntro din mesrel wo Ghana card o de beko ne atro din uni Ghana card hwehwe nipa omo Ghana card.
So if you get better one way, born being so like I said, it's a very, very good knowledge. When you come towards the end, it is very, very important. Look, elections ne sani Ghana be ke sure. Esani Ghana be ke sure. Kla to be ne you ani mo go back ke o tomini o neke e ko fun dabi ole many ke ame batano born abeninchon ni ame bomode na kenji the way na ame tawo no feeli ame sumo no feel like elections here politicians say they are all the same born abeninchon but na fe no ni jame aje wi ke ko fon shiki e ka ame ya no tafla che ame mfe ame ni bi na yin na kan no born abeninchon she ame modern na ame bo alo ame ni bi na ame fi o na yin no mo na sane wo bo wale ko ni fa ame no Bona Benicho, but Nakanji Bename Sumo, I'm a few any be of disgruntled. Then the process started. Engage yourself, that is what they want you to do. Bona Benicho, Nika or play into their cards. So Esani Ghana big elections then sure look, it is one of the most consequential elections do I have in the history of the country because we be in a car me break like 8-10 na me tower na me break Ghana ba say. Ghana here ba chon say ona bedincho ni eba ye ham moko and that is why everybody must be involved to be na you omoko oya oba chon nyemi oba chon nyanyo oba chon wekunyo ko ye biko no na 18 fe mu sure ke ba register ko ye nyemi ko na 18 fe mu sure ke ba register bona bedincho because like we be na ojo na me track ni bi na me fitele there is no way na sanagma megbe ni bona ami boy ni bi fe mo ni ka ko na ya me ba juwe Keji Ghana big man me ya abaju. Machine say come 7. No na. Amega machine say large. Machine say come 7. Voter registration machine say come 7. So ni bi fe na me baju. Ami boy fe mo. So as an Ghana be, I get involved. Really, this time around there, every single person must get involved in the process. Anyways, now second video ni minta machamabu 2020 here. And we the same thing about when Yemeni driver Okada. Look, I have my reservations about the whole Okada business, Bona Benicho, but it has become part of us. Bona Benicho, when you watch the way ni Okada FA Ghana, like I said, I have my reservations. The way ni I'm a rider, can even no basa. I don't really like it. Bona Benicho, but it has become part of us. Ona Benicho ni every meaningful government no bafeji ni echo mode of employment can oblantai pie onyo trashwe na kai. Ona Benicho sano face wake no kone tema felete bona fe ni totomo ni yo efe manyama fe ni manyama jaje no one kaje 2020 fe President Mahama as part of their manifesto ame kakeshimi na mbafe ame ba bomode koni ame legalize Okada. Bona Benicho, koni many me drive off, I put many me feel Okada, I put under an umbrella and an organization, kona trainer me, na license me, ojogba, Bona Benicho, ni, I mean, I fail ojogba, koni, Jemo Femo Kakete, you know, a womoto ne for Okada. Oh, no, and I think it is a very, 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 very good thing. Bona, but unfortunately for me, I am in 2020. Dr. Bawumia, mini ne ba yue. Bona ke emalo Okada biye. E ka o da bi ama me legalize Okada. Shi Okada je ni papani. No na mba feji. Ame ba Okada oblayi ame ba me cars. Benye ba kai. A Dr. Bawumia promise amake ame ba me cars. Koni ame po Okada drive mo. Koni ame boin cars drive mo. Kebata Okada biye ame he ame cars all kebata. Bona article enka me biolo kebata biane. Amen biolo Okada cars engme o konye Ghana ona cars na ka ene Okada bi ame cars ni working amene ona so mene la malelo eji ame Dr. Bawumia emale ahun ke we na no emale emale ahun ke we na no emale onum sisi na me ye Okada bi ame ye pa ame no ame cars na me kama ame engme o. So it is a good thing that President Mahama ke eba femini eba legalize ame koni akam afi amojogba na akam go through some sort of a training na make kase ni ojogba ni je ni ke mo fe mo kaketeshie bona Benicho a license ame ni it will be regulated. I think that was one of the words they used. Gonna regulate ame ni fe mo bona Benicho. So I think and that is also a very good thing. Ni check on the video ni machama abu emi obana ke oblanye ba yue Okada bi go ba yue ke papa won needable koni oba ko ni wo business Bona Benicho ska momo wa ka won yam prison ke ni bi eyan ona nuchumo ni wachuo ofane awabo amitwe.
The Building Ghana tour of the NDC has continuously given hope to commercial tricycle operators across the country. The group has featured in most town hall meetings calling for legalization of their operations. The use of motorbikes and tricycles for commercial activities.
Right, I mean, like I said, yeah, and I remember Okada, it's become part of us. So this is really a good
areas, thing. It has become the most reliable means of transport. The former president, seeking a comeback to office, has maintained his position to legalize their operations.
Okada for your bar, you be legalize Okada. Na motimia.
If we come to power, we will legalize Okada business. We will train people on how to go about the business. Being able to ride motorbikes alone does not make one a commercial driver. We will register all of you so your operations can be regulated.
You better register munina near who nipo Okada rider, Okada rider. Obia obeshe bibia, ebe chrese, oye. Okada rider into Shesadi and now to motor so in him say we are legal Okada rider.
At Rara in the Biakoya constituency, Mr. Mahama further revealed intentions to introduce electric bikes for further operations. He spells out advantages of the electric bikes over the fuel-powered engines in the system.
I think so. Yeah, the motorcycles be baba and no petrol and no anajo plug you with them. Electric
motorbikes. It will be a very good thing. Yeah, electric motorbikes.
Once you charge it
climate change
in the night, you are good to go. It consumes less electricity and it is better than using fuel.
Moto, send your moto city until what charge you now what they are called now they are calling you with Juma. I bet say fuel bill no so. And also electricity, and electricity be very. Until charge your motor now, what to make the koye Juma. One driver mate, ne driver, or more fuel assembly, and then fuel call 40 cities. Only your money assembly.
Joy News investigations have revealed some tricycles on the streets are already electric powered. Increasing the number is expected to reduce gas emission into the atmosphere.
So I mean, like I said, me in Piance, you like to me, like I said earlier, I have my reservations about the whole Okada business. But KG President Mahama Banye to Mobenechon illegalized ni anye a regulator me. I think it would be a good thing. Bona Benicho Koni Ameka fe basabasa. I mean, Banya regulator mojugba. Ekole basabasa ine ame fioni ni ona Benicho. Some of us were reservations and I can look here. Face bafo. Bona Benicho, like ambassador say bafo, ke police we amebale mlaji amebale law say so ke police yo go wa me ele no ni potendo ne ba dumo une ba wa me ona Benicho ke police no stop ame me no stop me amele no ni police ba ke ene iwo bona Benicho. So it is a very very good, like I said, any employment can a lot of the youth here Ghana ona Benicho onye no scraple onyo ka show ba for me no na fe tumo be ni Dr. Bawumia promise amake na ke cars ba ni ke batabia ni cars amini ni shako no olwe bona Benicho me wonder no na ebe ba car me this time around Okada driver say me wonder kick start a campaign there ne ka mete me kuma yakpe I wonder no na ebe ba car me this time around because cars na get ba me ke mbolo. So this is a very very good thing. I've been on electric motorbikes. Once again, charging stations. Because of course, charge money charge overnight. How many miles? So there should be portable charging stations around. And Ghana yes Ghana banya fe na investment and infrastructure. Because it will take a huge need. You understand what I'm saying? America won't build enough charging stations. I mean, we have them, we have them, but still Americans cannot get rid of the fossil fuel cars because charging stations any you understand what I say? But a pickup, they are alleged by a pickup. I mean, there are charging stations all over. Can't take Home Depot charging like every single shopping center no buyer charging, sometimes small shopping centers called charging stations. So a pickup, so like I said, KG build enough charging stations. I think it's gonna be a very 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 good thing. There is one last video koni Metro Maboni a promise ame wake e basuma ke emma bridge ame but na Benichon because apparently the way ni amema yo oti river efo ejama mienyo but na bedini mi yo oti river oti ejama mienyo no try there is a bridge but it's on the other side of town. If I'm like the eastern side of the town. Now the western side where they need a bridge. Bona Benicho. me habo na kan ni ekono na the way ni shikamo yo bona beninchon. So there is a bridge, but on the eastern side of town. Now the western side who need bridge neighbor connect bona beninchon one part of the region to the other. Bona beninchon. And I think it's a very 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 good thing. E wa bo like bridge ba pe ni track that is pretty much be bona e ba wa for trade, for business, like education, you name it. Bona beninchon commerce. Ona e ba ni no fe no afojo ba. Ona commerce ba ya ngwen wa de nche. And our economy would be pretty strong. Ona beninchon come go the other side of town. Je pa ko ba abolish they are conclude and they cross over to the other side of town. Bona beninchon. So I think it's a very very good thing. No for now I can video be I mean they promise I can bridge
It's a blessing to the region. It's also a stumbling block in terms of access. It divides the region into two halves, the northern part and the southern part. There have always been an intention to bridge the OT. We've bridged it at one side. That was during the administration of President Rawlings when he did the Damanko bridge over the OT. And so that is one area. In the meantime, the alignment for the Eastern Corridor Road goes over that particular bridge. But then in our time too, we also did the road from Pandai that comes through to Burai, and the intention is to let it come through Dambai and then through Raura down, so that then we have alternative routes for passengers and agricultural products that are coming down. But like Nana said, the stumbling block is the bridge over the OT at Dambai. Designs have been done. I have seen designs before to bridge it, and the site, the alignment might not be the same because they normally look for a narrower crossing point instead of a wider crossing point. But I've seen some designs that were meant to do that bridge. And so it's something that we'll
really
pursue,
have to vote for the NDC.
as Nana
They have to vote
has
for
said,
the NDC. No two ways
under
about that.
what we call the Big Push program. The Big Push program is meant to mobilize resources to invest in certain transformative development projects that will have a big impact on Ghana's movement forward in terms of industrialization and food production and all that. And part of it is providing key critical bridges. And we've identified some of them. And one is this bridge over the OT.
Right. So Boli, na can video on catch on bona benincho. So these are some of the OTB yagbasande. These are some of the promises ni make can ha make mancheme. And like I said, I think it's a good thing building a university there. It's a good thing where universities say Boli, they are crowded. Ona benincho. Our universities are super crowded. So the more we have the better, especially public ones, because private universities say Boli ejala waye Ghana. Ona benincho ni je mo fe mo banye for be a private university. So the more of them, the better. So 6 new regions, of which OT is included there. KJ President Mahama in my university, like I said, Okada be like you may have your reservations about the Okada business, like me, but it's a part of us. Be a lot of the youth near Ghana. Noji, I'm a livelihood. Noji, I'm a nuchumo. Onyo stop. Onyo fite. So the best thing to do is to bring them into the fold. Register more. Regulate more. Bona beninchon. Famous shua kame. Bana the necessary training. Bona beninchon. Koni amenya amechu amenuchumo. Because Ghana be upi here womi. Ona Ghana be pi ane no ne ba taxi ba smone ka wo kada. Ona beninchon. So that's a very very good thing. I've been a bridge on a promise. I mean linking both sides of the region together. Ona beninchon. So that's a very 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 good thing. So I hope I can you feel a drum on a year if I see through some of these promises ne bona beninchon. So anyways, Boli mene energy no ni in your ni inkababu Boli video say fa in weave le down hopefully one way or ba channel or ba na come when you so le in yabo headline say che. So many animal headline say Gani Mashibu. The first one in Kegme screen no the business analyst bona the business analyst conduct forensic audit into 2023 African Games budget NDC. Bona Benincho. Yep, because amount on a pitches come South Africa be I may pull out of the hockey tournament because I make what pitch na about hockey so ka afite ne keshika ni bi komeja sani anyeni I investigate no two ways about that. IMF urges government to restore confidence in both domestic and international markets. Yep, IMF delegation Ghana I think last week right now so nibi komete no hopefully some of these videos on coming fair in some money they should be interconnected on they should relate to each other but can a video koni it related to a story and sometimes it's very difficult because this money ball ma weave a story on can habo on so but I in a lot of articles a lot of videos on this IMF negotiations hopefully wabana no koni work fit KGL Foundation other support communities in Keta. No record of 50 million seized from Ghana, UK authorities. I'm a Mali, Kafu Ameda. Mogomogega gonna city news. I may provide you letter. Go clear from the UK authorities. There is no correspondence now. I may provide correspondence. No sender. I mean response. I mean we no keke. Nothing. I mean article nothing. No kukla bemi. So in believe you. The era of omni-channel retailing and the fate of conservative brands. Anyways, I don't know what this is about. The Observer, you are destroying the party's stronghold. MPP youth organizer fires Wuntumi's boy. ECG announces vending challenges as a result of internet fiasco. More trouble for MPP in Ashanti region. 34 out of 47 constituency chairmen fight Wuntumi. Mrekuduka defies High Court order. Flag off community mining in Bompieso. Wube Didi triggers contempt action. NDC demands resignation of sports minister over logistical failures at ongoing African Games. We will resist any biased selection of electoral areas, NDC to EC. The new crusading guide. University of Ghana cancels online interim assessment over internet disruptions. Ripples from CJ-led explosive judgment. Judge dislikes Anas. Barnes' judgment was not based on law, but to help Kennedy Japan. Justice Tanko. Effective communication on MPP's achievement will help break the eight. Afenyo a dreamy. Ghana's decision to go to IMF has paid off. Akuffo Addo. Bawumia charges MPP parliamentary candidates to work hard for victory. Daily Graphic. Propelling economic growth post-COVID-19. Increased investments in AI. IMF MD advocates. Kudos, stay the course. IMF boss to Ghana. Empower institutions, citizens to demand accountability. President tells AU. Common Core curriculum rolls out in SHS. So Common Core, we are akeba Ghana. Blame no go now for me. Nasa eko so Ghana eko. Right. Apparently JSSB I may boy fame for the past 3 years. Me ya JSS3 be ane. I'm about test time on the Common Core. No, this year for the first time. I rule like a secondary school same. The Enquirer. NDC recruits 160,000 agents for December 7 polls. Your metro mass better than ours. Gambian delegation praises MMTL management. Newspaper Colossus Kojo Omabo dead. The Anchor. Liberian delegation arrives to understudy Ghana's mining industry. After earlier visit by Burkina Faso, Zambia, South Africa, and others. Over 79,000 girls aged 12 to 17 years married, living with men. That is a travesty. It's bad. We need to... The unforgettable experience of Heritage Caravan. Establish exploration fund to unlock mineral wealth. Gold Expo Director advocates. The Meridian. Trumpet MPP achievements to break the 8 Afenyo marking. MPP donates Ramadan package to Chief Imam for the needy. Ghana to mark International Day of Forest on March 21. Ghana's decision to go to IMF has paid off. Akuffo Addo. The Chronicle. Don't allow Eurobond creditors to twist your arm. IMF boss tells Akuffo Addo. Former Nigerian Sports Minister lauds Ghana's organization of 13th African Games. I invested heavily in digital facilities. Mahama, you invested heavily in it. The Daily Dispatch. Wahala in Ashanti region. 72% of Ashanti chairmen support colleague against Chairman Wuntumi. MPP donates package to Chief Imam for needy Muslims during Ramadan. National Service Scheme and World Food Program in partnership in Ghana. Current internet disruptions vindicate Bawumia's digitalization drive. Imani's Franklin Kujo. And that's about it for the headlines. Ofine Oira don ake ofebe ni okwemi ngbeji ni tete obobi ashon aka Mr. Independent Oira don find ko subscribe ko boli bomode ni o subscribe ko ejo moko no smo no chon ye video say ni wo fe ofine bomode ni okewo comment section nkan yo no fe no ni ake wo jeme ofine bomode no like show ami jali nke no okay ha me no ke phone ni o cha me na me ba fita wo Oira don twa no manye Afo no. Bye bye.
Yeah, baba. Yeah, baba. It's neat. Them say you want to chop my